Bosh, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another trade recap. In today's recap, we're going to talk about the trade I took today, bias, what came in looking, what we were looking at today in general, and yeah, let's just get right into it. So we're gonna come to market open. So I'll talk about my bias overall at the moment. So overall, we are really bearish. We were within inside this daily fair value gap. We had swept at this sell side over here, and we also had an SMT with it was this low here. So this low here. Boom. Boom. So well, I mean technically, we had an SMT with this low as well. So you can just do we'll call it this low. But like that was like the most recent low that ES is close to, so technically it's SMT with that low. But anyway, not my point. So we had a bullish SMT. We had taken out previous day low pre-market. We were within this daily fair value gap, and then we also had this internal SMT here as well, like that. So I was actually leaning quite bullish for today. That was a voice crack in half. Quite bullish. We had this LR, we had London high, Asia high, and this intermediate high here, and then this forward gap that were all untouched. We've been dumping for the past like 3 days now. 1, 2. Today was the third. So I was expecting some sort of like a pullback higher before continuing lower to take out the rest of this liquidity, but we never ended up doing that. Anyway. So coming in to market open, so I was like kind of my bias. That's like kind of why I was like leaning bullish. We did have this early fair value gap up right here that I was paying attention to as well. Because we could just split that and go lower. Oh yeah, as well we had these forward draws in liquidity down here, which I did have marked up. I did expect price to potentially come down, sweep them, then go higher. Or we go higher and then we come down and take out these. So I did have those draws marked out as well. So yeah, coming into today, so market open was here. Let me just no, we'll just leave it up actually. We'll just leave it up now. So on market open, what we did was it came down. We'd got rid of this SMT here. We ended up manipulating lower, still holding this bullish S&T, manipulating lower, and then we ended up inversing this 5-minute gap. So I thought we were gonna potentially continue bullish off of this and just go towards the LR. Super nice buy side draws here. So yeah, I was leaning quite bullish. I was gonna enter this trade here as well, and then target the unfilled 1 hour, but I just didn't see any solid place to put my stop. Like I could have put my stop there, but there's no real reason to, you know what I mean? So I just don't know. I didn't really like the idea of this trade purely just because I was unsure of where to place my stop loss. I could have placed it at the CE of this, but there's no way I was gonna get a positive IR with that. Well, there was a potential, but I don't know. I wasn't wanting to put a fucking 116 point stop loss anyway, because like price is moving quite a bit in point and percentage. Like this whole move here is 40 points. Yeah, and then this weak candle here is literally like 30. But yeah, so I ended up hanging that, and then I ended up coming up, taking out the 1 hour, and then tapping this 15-minute. Now I was just waiting here because I was ideally wanting some continuation longs, so I ended up looking at this bullish 5-minute. This being my condition, where if we respect this, I'm expecting price to continue higher because we do have this bullish SMT on the high time frame. And if we disrespect this, I'm expecting price to go lower towards these forward draws down here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment, looking at this chart right now. because obviously I'm not just going to try predict longs. I've got to react to what the market's giving me. So I'm setting conditions um, for my trades. So so after we formed that 5 minute, I'm just waiting here. End up noticing that we take out the 1 hour on ES, creating this SMT as well with this 5 minute we internal high as we swing high on the 5 minute, as well as tapping a 15 minute for value gap. So very, very, very nice here. Now I'm just waiting for confirmation off of this 5 minute, whether are we going to be bearish or bullish. So as well as here we've got this fat accumulation. So price is accumulated here pre-market, and then we've manipulated during New York Open, and now it looks like we're going to distribute towards these sell side draws and liquidity down here. So I'm just waiting, see if we inverse or respect this 5 minute. We end up inversing this 5 minute. Now, I did get a bit of a better entry, got a bit of entry there. And I did have my stop originally at the wick, like the top of the down close candle that inversed the gap. Now, I shouldn't have really had my stop loss here because this is a 140 point stop loss. And I only entered on 1 micro. I was going to enter on more size, but I was going to wait for a retap of the IFVG. So I entered 1 micro here, and I had a limit for another micro there, making my total risk from up here about 450, like 400, 450. But I only ended up entering for like 250 risk. And then I ended up putting my stop closer to just above here once the trade started displacing a bit lower. Just to be honest, this is where I should have had my stop loss, because for a start, this is already 90 points. That's a massive SL. And if price is going to come past this, I'm going to be honest, I probably don't want to be in the trade. As well as that, we've got this 3 minute CISD, or like market maker, like change in state of delivery. Oh, CISD, yeah. Just being a fucking retard. But yeah, we've got a CISD breaker block thing, whatever. So this is just very solid. Like, if price comes above this, like I'm not even gonna want to be in the trade anyway. So that's my thought process for that. I should have just entered with like 2-3 micros. It would have passed my account, but never ended up. I only entered with 1. And then I had my TP here originally, and then I ended up moving my TP here because I felt like this is a very strong level, as well as if we're going to be pretty bearish, we should probably want to go take that low. Not necessarily, obviously, but it's a high probability. So I ended up just trailing my stops after we had taken out this low. So entered the trade, literally just missed the IFVG by 12 points. So I never got my second limit in, and then we started displacing lower. Ended up going break even just before it was. I went break even on this candle because we made an SMT with my break even here. So I was break even a bit early, and then we ended up getting proper break even on NQ, getting rid of the SMT, and then we ended up just displacing lower. Now, here I was trailing my stop, so I ended up trailing my stop to about, it was about there, I want to say. And then price ended up coming back up, wicking me out there, so I ended up taking full take profit there for a 1-2, catching 200 points. Now, this is definitely the biggest trade I've ever taken. Biggest stop loss I've ever had as well, 100%. But overall, this is just a very, very nice trade. I wasn't married to a bias either, as well. That's another important thing. I was reacting to the markets, and that's something that a lot of people should do, but you'd actually be surprised. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people try to predict where the market's going to go, and you can't predict the markets. It's impossible. You'll never 100% be able to tell where the market's going to go, or tell the future, per se. So I was using my confluences, and I was using what the market is giving me to determine on where price is going to go, which is a very big thing, because I was bullish to begin with, and then market gave me this. We manipulated higher. We looked like we were going to respect these confluences. We had the bearish SMT, and we confirmed that with the inversion of the 5 minute. So No brainer, A plus setup here. There's nothing really else to go upon on about on this setup. Just so clean, such clean trades. Can't complain at all. And yeah, genuinely, there's nothing else for me to really talk upon on this trade. If you took this trade, I'm all fucking done. If you missed this trade, it is what it is. There'll be more setups to come. And yeah, after that, we actually didn't hit this low, edged it, wholly edged it, and then we ended up just continuing higher a little bit. They're taking out that high. This was that high as well. But I wasn't concerned because I knew, I wasn't concerned entering when news came out because joke jobs isn't normally that volatile anyway, and I understand that news pushes market to where it wants to go, and if market wants to be bearish, the news is going to push that narrative. So that's why I ended up entering this trade, regardless of news. But yeah, very very good setup. Very very chuffed. I'll be passing my account most likely tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm not gonna fucking say anything. Can't predict the future, but hopefully I pass my account tomorrow. And then next week we can start making some real money, and it'll be class. So enjoy, guys. Enjoy.